So today is going to be on news, Trading 101, day 14. So how you can read it, where you can find it, how it impacts the market, right? There's a ton of different ways. It can from bank holidays to PMI to CPI, right? All these important things. And it's really easy to, one, find where news is going to go, or when it comes up. There's a great website I use. I'll show you guys in a minute. But also, it can dictate kind of a few different things. So we'll get into that right now. So, how can news affect the market? Well, it can completely manipulate the market severely in one direction, depending on what the news is. Like we saw when Trump got elected, he's very bullish for crypto. He's very bullish for the market, right? He wants the market to do well. What happened? The market went up. The market went up significantly that entire week, really. Tuesday, I do remember it was Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I believe. So the day after the election, after it was called, Thursday and Friday were all super bullish. Price was just ripping up. And why is this important to know? It can help you determine when, if you're going to trade for the day. Like today, I chose to sat out because there was high impact news at 10 in the morning. There's other days where there's news at 8:30. There's other news where it's not till the afternoon, right? So there's a ton of different examples of this high impact news, and I'm going to go through them, and I'm going to show you actually exactly what it looks like in the charts when high impact news hits. A lot of the times it's before market even opens, it's during pre-market, so it doesn't affect it too much, I would have to say. But there are some examples like today that did manipulate the market quite a bit. Also, it's important to know where to get this news from, right? I know a lot of people wonder where. My personal choice, forexfactory.com. I'll put the link in the description down below of Forex Factory. Literally, just click on it, load. It's completely free. I haven't paid a dime. I don't even think I have an account technically with it, but it's super easy to use. Obviously, I'll go through it and explain how to use it and what you should be looking for on it. It's a little bit of an overwhelming website if you literally just load up forexfactory.com, but you really just dumb it down into what you need to know, like what I do. So I have it super set up, super simple. I literally take a glance at it every morning before I trade just to understand kind of what's going on within the market. So this is forexfactory.com. Like I said, really easy. It's literally just forexfactory.com. We have a ton of different things we can see here. It's a little bit overwhelming. I have literally never clicked on any of these tabs ever. All I do is look at this. So once you load in, it's going to show all the news from the day for all the currencies, right? If we go over here to filters on this little green button here, we have all these, right? We have New Zealand, JPY, Japan, European dollar, GPP, Canada, right? We have Saudi Arabia, like everything, right? So all I do is literally click USD because all I do is trade NASDAQ. So that's all I worry about. If you trade Forex, like you can trade, GBP, JPY, right? You trade USD, JPY, right? All these. You have to click these to make sure you show the news for the day in that country, right? Because it's important if you're going to trade that country's currency, you have to understand what's going on, right? But if you're not like me, I don't really care about it. So I always make sure to keep all these events if there's any important events going on. I always highlight these. And then also the impact news. I don't care about a gray folder, but I still have it clicked, all of these. So really all I look at are the red folders for the day. If there's a ton of red folders, I'm not trading on that day. So like we can see here, today we had two red folders right in the macro, 10 a.m., right in the middle of it. And I'll show an example. I'll show the chart in a second of what it did, but kind of fucked the market up, right? Kind of made it go short. My bias was short on the day. I just didn't feel like executing because I knew this um, PMI was in the middle of it, was kind of wedged in the middle of when I was going to trade. But either way, it's important to understand when these events are happening, and this is a perfect place to do it. Forexfactory.com literally takes 10 seconds to look at it in the morning, and then I'll go in the chart and mark out when this news is going to hit. And I mean, that's literally all I do every morning to make sure I'm not trading within a bullshit news event that I just didn't look at, right? So as I showed, there was a ton of high impact news today, and we kind of could see it here. If you go on the hourly time frame, you can definitely see it. Yeah, this on the hourly, this is right when New York session opened, right here, and we can see it completely fell off. Now, is this necessarily a bad thing? No. A lot of confluence were like literally all my confluences were hit. It was just a high impact news day. And because of my trading plan, if there's high impact news that day around the macro, I'm not trading. I'm never opposed to trading if there's news at like 8:30 or 9, but I am opposed to trading on news at 10 in the morning. That's rule. I followed it. I practiced my trading plan. Um, I went on demo here. Obviously, you can see, and I won my trade, so whatever. But yeah. So we have also a great example of this right here. This was FOMC meetings in the afternoon for New York session, and we can see what happened. Hopefully, you did not take a long position here. You could have because we swept London session lows right at the end here. Could have gotten a Caught a little bit there. A little bit. You could have caught not too much there actually. Or I'll go no 1 minute time frame if it'll let me go back that far. Probably could have caught something there, honestly, now that I think about it. Or I might have to go to the 5 minute now that I think about it. Yeah, right here. Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, not really. It was Chop City, I do remember that. But yeah, we can see we had FOMC meetings. We had a super high impact news. This was in the afternoon. Obviously, you can see this wasn't in the morning. This was at like 2 p.m. in the afternoon. There was a ton of talk. I think there was FOMC and Powell spoke in the afternoon. So I didn't even trade that day because I remembered it's probably going to shit the market the whole day because people are going to be scared shitless of what Powell's going to say because anything he says fucks the market up. Anyways, we clearly see that's exactly what happened. Price completely fell off a cliff. It's just a nice pattern I follow. It's called you jumble off the edge of a cliff and then you jump off. That's the pattern. So that was a lot of news that day and a great example of it. And if we go on the daily chart, we can see when Trump was elected, November. Oh, that's September. Yeah, right here. Bam, spotted like a hawk. Right. We see here we had high impact news today. We had the election that day on Tuesday night. We start getting a lot of orders filled for bullish during Asia session, London session. I remember Asia session that day was super bullish. I had never seen it move that much. And then obviously on Wednesday and Thursday, both those days right after the election, we had super bullish momentum. Obviously, we retraced to fill that bearish, that bullish imbalance left within there obviously, but we do see that, right? We see a ton of bullish because of news, right? So that's an example of high impact news. That was the FOMC day that I just highlighted. Obviously, we see that whole big ass Drake candle down to the downside. So, like I said, it's super easy to go on Forex Factory and look at this stuff. Like I said, it takes 2 seconds. I think it's super important to understand when news is going to come out, what time it's going to come out, what kind of news it is. We have PMI, CPI, PPI. That's kind of like what I always will look for. Like tomorrow, we have unemployment claims and non-farm employment change in the morning, and then we have more FOMC meetings in the afternoon. So just be wary of that stuff. It can be very scary trading during this. Obviously, we saw last time that happened. Price literally fell. I think it was 1,000 points on futures, which is like completely unheard of. Apparently, I was on a lot of people's channels for day trading, and they were like, we've never seen this before, right? People that have been trading for years and years, they say they've never seen something like that. So it's pretty cool to be able to see that. But I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, it was every single candle on the 1 minute was just bearish. So, anyways, that's pretty much it for today for high impact news. It's super important to one, be able to know when it's coming out, two, what time it's coming out, three, what kind of news it's going to be, and if you're going to trade that day. Again, like I say in my trading strategy, if there's news that day, I'm not trading. There's high impact news during macro at 10 a.m., 9:50 to 10:10, right? Just kind of a wedge thrown in there. I'm not going to trade that day. So that's pretty much it for today. Going to be doing some more psychology videos. I think the next video will be part two of liquidity because I need to go over that again. But that's pretty much it.